right, guys. So Robert, I don't know, is a 1.53 million subscriber YouTuber. He is known for his reaction channels or reaction videos. He's known for reacting to Instant Karma videos, um, comedian or comedic reaction videos, and animation reaction videos as well. Um, he was also he self-proclaimed himself as the most educational non-education channel on YouTube. I don't know what that's about. That's pretty random. But most of his audience is geared towards the younger crowd. So like kids. And some he's currently facing some grooming allegations that are pretty serious. He was 24 at the time these supposed allegations or this whole thing occurred, and the victim that was involved was a 15-year-old girl. So let's get started into these allegations and see what they're about. So a Twitter user that goes by the name of MindGame2004 made a tweet the other day outlining these allegations. Now, they got permission from the victim to post this information out and to shed light on it. And the thread starts, I don't know, or I don't tweet much, but this thread is very necessary, whether you are in this man's immediate circle or not. I ask that you share his awareness, exposure, if nothing else. There is a thread about the YouTuber Robert, I don't know, or Robertidk. I realize I have next to no reach, and making this thread in hopes of it being burned and forgotten by the algorithm is a leap of faith at best. With that being said, I've witnessed one of the most disgusting, deplorable, irredeemable human beings I've ever personally encountered. Flourish in an internet space occupied primarily minors, and I cannot in good faith stay silent any longer. I have spoken about this before, only for exactly what I feared to happen, nothing. A few retweets in the first few days, then silence. This creator has over 1 million subscribers, mainly teens and children, even younger. No one should be in the dark about this, and I will preface by saying I have the victim's consent to share this, and anything I say from here on out has her approval. I would never want to speak out of turn about a matter that does not directly concern me. Robert, I don't know, is a PDF file on July 17th, 2018. He preyed upon, isolated, and proceeded to take advantage of a 15-year-old fan of his. He was 24 at this time. This was not an isolated incident, and their communication continued months afterward, long after he learned her age. Discussion about meeting up again. Robert makes it sexual for no apparent reason. And the text starts, whatever, I just got to push through, you know. Then Robert says, whatever, I just got to push through, you know. Then the person says, sheesh, that sounds rough, but you're not alone. Oh, wait. So the victim says, whatever, just got to push through it, you know. Then Robert says, sheesh, that sounds rough, but you're not alone. Then the victim says, thank you. I appreciate it a lot. Hey, I've been meaning to ask, will you be at Frank's show in Toronto? And then Robert says, yeah, that's the plan. We're hoping to have some sort of cameo appearance, but it's not planned yet. And then sweating emoji. Then the person says, hey, cool. It'll probably be a crazy day for you, but I'd love to see you and say hi. And then smiley face. Then Robert says, of course. Heart, heart, heart. Okay, so he's already starting with the hearts. That's a little bit weird. Um, but I mean, maybe he doesn't know the person's age yet. So, whatever. Um, and then the person says, or then Robert says, and we can still hang sometime soon if possible. Then the next image shows Robert saying, "We shall see." And then another response from Robert that says, "We def can't get away making out in that crowd." So he's already making the implication of wanting to make out with this person, and that they can't get away with it. Why wouldn't they be able to get away with it? Like that's interesting that you're saying def can't get away making out in that crowd. Like, do you know the person's age? I'm curious if he knows what he's doing is wrong. Then the person says, "Okay, rad. That would be fucking hilarious, but yep, not happening." Laughy emoji, laughy emoji. Then they also say we could always hang out after, wink face. I'll be there with a friend, but she wouldn't mind if I wandered off a bit. Then Robert says, "That's very appealing, BB." So he's already calling her baby or BB. Wouldn't be calling somebody that so soon, especially if you don't know um, who this person is. It's interesting that it's just automatically being said like that. I might wind up hanging with my good friend pal or my good pal Frank. Who knows? We'll have to figure out when we're there. You can always come here sometime to hang. So I'll already inviting them. Robert confiding in the victim about his guilt for his predatory behavior, then proceeding to double down on the aforementioned behavior in the same series of messages. So it seems like he already knows what he's doing is wrong and morally and ethically not correct, and it's criminal almost what he's doing. So the text continues, and Robert says, "Okay, so in terms of hanging out again, I'm open to it." So it seems like this text occurred after they hung out at the event. So Robert says, "Okay, so in terms after, or it, okay, so in terms of hanging out again, I'm open to it. It was a lot fun being with you the other day, but not gonna lie, I'm pretty nervous about a few things." So normally, like that's already raising a suspicion in my eye or on my end, because normally groomers do talk like that, where if they are grooming a child or if they're being predatory towards a minor, they'll say that they're nervous about a few things, and they'll try and tell the person what they're nervous about, and they try and make things a little bit secretive. So it's interesting that it's already playing out this way. Then the person says, "Yeah, I completely get that. There are some complications, to say the least. Haha." And I'm not going to really be super harsh on what the victim says at all, because the victim is young. They're not going to know like what the difference. They're not going to know that they're being groomed at the time of the grooming. And I mean, there's definitely a power dynamic here. He's a famous person. This is clearly a fan. They want to meet this famous person. They've met this famous person. It was really excited to meet this, or they were really excited to meet this person. And yeah, they want to do anything. They want to do anything they need to do to make sure that this person is comfortable, so they meet their idol again. So yeah, I'm not really gonna critique what the victim has said. Then Robert says, "Yeah, honestly, one of my biggest concerns is that I don't ever want someone to get attached to me or want something from me that I'm not willing to offer. I'm really not looking for any sort of romantic commitment anytime soon." Why are you saying this to a 15-year-old? Like, why? Any sort of romantic commitment? What? It's just, I'm just perplexed. Like, he's met this person, like, actually, he probably knows their age because they've already met in person, and he knows this person is young, and now he's saying, I'm not really looking for any sort of romantic commitment anytime soon. Bro, like, this is already starting off on the wrong foot automatically. Just like with the manipulation right here, but not gonna lie, I'm pretty nervous about a few things. And then also saying, I'm really not looking for any sort of romantic commitment anytime soon. It's crazy. I know that might sound like a weird thing to throw out there, but yeah. Also, with you being familiar with me before meeting me, it adds a lot to the equation. So it seems like they were talking before. Um, so then this person writes, of course, there are clearly boundaries, and I wouldn't ever want to overstep them nor put you in any sort of uncomfortable situation. And yeah, considering our age difference. So, okay, so he does know the age. Considering the age difference, he does know about our age or their age, and they both know that it's wrong, especially Robert. Robert knows that it's wrong. Um, that's definitely understandable. And then the person continues to write, that's definitely understandable. Not weird at all. Yeah, it kind of creates some fan fiction, unorthodox situation on both ends. This is probably the worst way of putting it, but I'm sure you'll get what I'm trying to say. Then Robert says, haha, yeah, that's a good way of putting it. It seems like you're cool and you're mature about it. So I appreciate that. I think the other thing is that since you are still in high school, so he knows that they're in a high school setting. He knows the age, clearly knows the age, clearly knows that they're still in school. Like, why is this not stopping you? Why? This is crazy. Okay. Then Robert continues, it's kind of freaky. It's kind of a freaky idea that friends would know about the situation and potentially tell other people and whatnot. Do you know what I mean? So he already wants it to be secretive because he knows what he's doing is wrong. This is, oh my God. This is just, jeez Louise. This is bad. Um, Then the person continues to write, I get what you mean. I can assure you, word doesn't spread, especially not about me. Laughy emoji, laughing emoji. And a few people who know talk amongst each other and to no one else about this kind of really personal stuff. But of course, that's another concern because teenagers are notoriously stupid, and I am no exception, LMAO. So they've already known, like they already know each other's age. He knows her age or their age, right? And they describe themselves as a teenager. Like there's a lot of red flags here, and there's a lot of opportunity that Robert had that he could have stopped the situation and still didn't, even knowing the age of this person, that they're still in school, and that they also describe themselves as a teenager. I respect you a hell of a lot, and although I may, have feelings for you. So the person is saying I have feelings for you. Then the person writes, I wouldn't let that get the best of me, not to mention the fact that things spread like wildfire on the internet, especially when you have an audience. And I can't imagine anything worse than something spreading. Then Robert says, haha, okay, well, yeah, that would be the biggest thing for me. Aside from that, I can definitely, I've been thinking about you and how it would be sweet if we were able to make out not in a crowd of 3,000 people. Jeez, oh my God, this is disgusting. So then this person writes, Wowie, thank you. You read my mind. I've been thinking the same. Then this person says, haha, or then Robert says, haha, yup. And then Robert says, when you said goodbye and we kissed, I was like, wow, I wish this was happening at a better time. And then tongue like emoji, tongue out emoji. Then someone says, me too. Like the other day was already so crazy overwhelming. And although that was the better timing would have made it even better. Haha. Then Robert says, I could tell that you are a great kisser. So they kissed. They kissed at this event. Oh my God. This is gross. He actually kissed a 15-year-old. And we are good chemistry, which is, and then the thread continues. More, he dwells on the age gap and the fact that he is an adult man who preyed upon a teenage girl, asking uncomfortable questions about the incident. So Robert continues, or the person continues, better timing would have made it even better. Haha. Then Robert says, I could tell you're a great kisser and we have good chemistry, which is why I was super tempted to just go off to the side so we'd have more privacy. Then this person says, and to think I was worried you wouldn't want to. I really need to stop overthinking things. Laughy emoji. But yeah, I was tempted to. And then Robert says, haha, well, we don't know each other well. So, of course, it's very delicate in an uncertain situation. What is wrong with you, dude? But if we agree, I can agree to just keep it as casual as we can and give it a try. I mean, what would you tell your parents if I were to swing by and pick you up? What? Like, bro, you want to come by and pick her up at her house when her parents are there? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Then the girl writes, I'm completely down to keep things casual. The majority of my friends are older and drive. So I'd probably just tell them my friend is driving us to someone's house or something. Okay. So she has friends that are older that drive. So she probably has friends that are 16 when she's 15 at this time. Or probably like 17 possibly. I don't think an 18-year-old would be hanging out with a 15-year-old. If there are 18-year-olds hanging out with this person, I would kind of side eye that when I was a kid, I for sure was not hanging out with 18-year-olds. And 18-year-olds were not hanging out with me when I was 15. So, but that's just me. Then Robert says, haha, all right. I also thought about how I'm about to shave the beard so I won't look as... Bro, what? Oh my God. This is bad. This is horrible. He's attempting to look younger. Or he's not just attempting to look younger. He's contemplating looking younger when they hang out with this person so it doesn't look suspicious at all. What is this? This is just horrible. So I won't look old as shit anymore, LOL. True, not gonna lie, it'll be nice to see you without it. Then Then Robert says, "Am I the first person with a full beard you kissed?" This is like so predatory. This is like typical PDF file type of talking. This is disgusting. I have no idea how that must feel. Then the thread continues. Oh, the photo he sent for proof that this is in fact him. So it's actually him. I think there's like a cracker in his mouth. Um was like he has darker hair in this picture. And in this video he has lighter hair right here. Let's see. I mean the eyes look the same. The eyebrows kind of look the same too. Nose is same. Yeah, so it's the same person. Same person. They have jowls. I think it's the same person. I suspect it's the same person. More messages where he once again emphasizes the age difference. So then this text message reads, the person writes, looks like you're having a wild night. Pretty good. Currently dyeing my hair and watching cartoons. Then Robert says, whoa, what kind of dyeing? Then the person says, bleaching about half and then dyeing it purple. Then Robert says, whoa, that's wild. Make sure to show me, smile emoji. Then she says, "Ye will do." Then he says, "Did you notice my facial hair?" Then she says, "Hey, now I did. It looks great." Then he says, "But thank you, smiley face." Then she says, "Geez, must have felt good to get rid of that. Ha ha." Then Robert says, "Yeah, I'm not constantly touching it anymore." And I think he means his beard. So then she says, "Oh yeah, and that Panic at the Disco show was wild. I don't think I've screamed that loud in years." So they went and saw Panic at the Disco together. Then there's a picture of a rose tattoo. We'll get to this picture in a second. We'll get back to that. More information on that picture. Part of me is stuck in 2012, or the girl says, part of me is stuck in 2012, okay? Well, it looks pretty freaking rad. So, wait, sorry, I died. I had to wash the bleach out. To be honest, I think I'm going to pass on the purple and just leave it the way it is. I saw your Instagram story now. I guess it was a bit late to party. Haha. Then Robert says, haha, 2012? I wouldn't go to that recent, girl. Then he says, cool. To be honest, I like the sound of bleached more than purple hair to begin with, so I'm glad. Then she says, yeah, I guess 2012 was the era of YOLO and good Smosh content. Then she says, thanks, B. Then Robert says, you're so young. Smosh was good in 2008, but YOLO I can agree with. And then she says, 2012 Smosh was iconic. LMAO, I'm not that young. Then he says, you think 2012 is classic Smosh? Anyways, let's see the hair. And then it's the selfie. And it's redacted. I would clearly redact it too because it's a young person. He pushes the idea of meeting up once again, brings up the incident in which he took advantage of her, and then talks about picking her up from school and isolating himself from her friends due to the fear of being stared at. So then Robert says, oh, hush, you're cute as fuck. Then she says, no, you. Then Robert says, okay, on my way, get your bag ready. And then she says, I'm at the door. And then he says KKXO and then heart, 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 emojis. Then he goes, I'm actually going to sleep now. I got horrible sleep last night. Sadly, I have some making up to do, but I think about kissing you while in bed. So that's cool. Oh my God. Okay, like, I'm going to be honest. Like, if a guy is telling you that they're thinking about kissing you while they are in bed and they're thinking of that, they're most likely jerking it. So I wouldn't be surprised if he was jerking it right here. This is disgusting. Or I could skedoodle to wherever would be the easiest for you. Then he goes, if you have skedoodling abilities, why do you need a ride? Question mark. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Then Robert says, or do you mean just crossing the street so I don't have a bunch of your friends staring at me as I pick you up? Then she says, public transit can be a bitch, but it's always an option, you know? That too, LMAO. And then he goes, it's unnecessary, you goofball, but you're sweet. Then she says, I don't want to make you go out of your way or your way. So yeah, he did say like, or did you mean just crossing the street so I don't have a bunch of your friends staring at me as I pick you up? So I mean, it could mean two things. Like he doesn't want the friends staring at him as he picks her up, and he's also like planning this out so he doesn't get caught. I wouldn't sure the person in the thread says like a claim of isolation. I wouldn't sure. I'm not sure if that's like isolating, but I could be wrong at that. So, let me know in the comments if you think what you guys think about this specific text, and if you think Robert is isolating this person. So then the thread continues, a 24-year-old man picking up the 10th grader from her high school. Yeah, her friends would stare, and they have every right to, because you're a effing creep. In 2019, I created a thread about exactly this. Robert then contacted the victim about it, blaming me and my thread for his poor mental state in that moment. Then the thread continues, Robert, if you're reading this, if you don't want to be exposed for being a PDF file, you shouldn't have done what you did to a child. Not to take this out on the victim, or not, what you did to a child. Do not take this out on the victim. What you did is your fault and yours alone. I agree with this person that's writing the thread. Any gripe that you have done with me for sharing your own disgusting past is with myself and myself alone. This shouldn't involve any of them, or this shouldn't involve them any further than it already has. Furthermore, Robert, if you want to claim this was nothing more than a simple mistake, allow me to remind you, you continued to speak to this young girl after knowing her age. That's no longer a mere wrong place and wrong time situation, if it ever was. I completely agree with this person that's writing the thread, because he can't just say, oh, you know, I kissed her once, she didn't tell me her age. Whoops. Like, you as the adult in this situation, first of all, if you're going to be hanging out with a person, first of all, I wouldn't be hanging out with younger people at all. I definitely hang out with people either older than me or my age. But for those that hang out with younger people, very younger people, I'm side-eyeing you if you do that. You should be age vetting. Like, you're pulling a James Charles here. And James Charles is pretty bad. He was pretty egregious. But anyways, if you should have asked this person's age before kissing them. You kissed them at the event, It's not just oh, whoops, lol, I kissed you and I didn't know your age. Sorry, I didn't know you're underage. No, it's not that. It's the fact that you were like, oh, well, what will your parents think? Oh, your friends are going to stare at me if I pick you up. I should shave my beard uh, to look younger. Um, Automatically going to the extent of calling her BB. And also just like knowing the age gap and knowing that you have a power dynamic. It's insane. So I agree. I definitely agree with this thread writer. Then the thread continues. That is a conscious decision. You choose to do this and felt guilty after the fact, but guilt afterwards just isn't enough. You cannot unalter the life of a young fan of yours who looked up to you and cannot undo the undoable. So even if this thread receives no attention, even if you continue your declining YouTube career, the weight of what you have done will slowly crush you forever. And that's nothing if not exactly what you deserve. And if you're just a regular person scrolling Twitter who happened to come across this, thank you for reading this, all of this. I apologize for the preamble, but I felt as though it was necessary to provide context before delving into screenshots. Update on this: any attempts to share this thread in Robert I Don't Know subreddits have fallen flat and the posts have been deleted. Someone is trying to keep this quiet. I understand that it's an overwhelming feeling to learn that a creator you look up to is capable of such horrific actions, but denial only harms the victim and uplifts the perpetrator. Dates for proof. Robert is being out on July 17th asking for fans to come over and hang. Robert being at the Crank That Frank show. Crank That Frank show? Okay. Why? Why is this person's name Crank That Frank? Like, some of these YouTubers' names are so cringy. So cringe. But we'll move on. At the Crank That Frank cringe name show, like he said, he would timestamp the messages where Robert says that he's excited to see the victim again. Warp Tour. Oh my God. This is horrible. This is horrible. So a lot of back in the day, like younger emo girls would go to Warp Tour and they would be like preyed upon by predatory guys. So there is like I think Warp Tour in general, there was like a lot of inappropriateness that happened during that tour or during that event. So maybe I should look into Warp Tour in general and see. But I've heard through the grapevine that a lot of sketchy things happened at that event. Warp Tour people, I'm currently watching water parks at the main stage where I am and what I'm wearing. If you come see me over and hang. So he has the beard in the picture. He's wearing a watermelon shirt and he has the brown hair. And this is clearly his Twitter account. And it's dated 7/17/2018. Then Robert makes another post on 10/13/2018, meeting emo siblings for the first time, emotional. And this is Robert right here. I don't know who these people are. I think that maybe that's Frank the Crank. I don't know who this is. And then this is the metadata from the text where it says text message, priority normal, from blank. They don't it's redacted because they don't want to see the or show the doxes. Sent 10/5/18 11:26 p.m. Received 10/5/18 11:26 p.m. And it looks like these are other text messages that we weren't shown. I would implore the person that wrote this thread to show what these text messages say, because I didn't see this. The text message reads, Robert wrote, "We'll check it out, or you can show me." Then the person says, "True. Does this mean get to live my DJ dream?" And then something is being blocked by the little window. Then Robert says, "Excited to see you." And then that's the end of the thread. Robert needs to. It's very suspicious. Like, Robert, at the very least, needs to like, he has a lot of explaining to do. He needs to address these kind of allegations. You know, the pictures matching up. That's a tell all from right there. This is clearly Robert. I don't know. That's clearly him. And then you can tell that's the same person in this picture as well. So it's clearly him. No speculation about that. This is just horrible. He needs to for sure respond. This is absolutely disgusting. And owes people an explanation. And you know, maybe I should do some further some further deep diving into what happened, but maybe I post this thread on the Reddit to see if it gets deleted. But let me know what you think in the comment section. This next clip I'm going to show you is Robert showing his tattoo on his leg. And pay attention, because in the thread we see the clear picture of the rose tattoo, right? Let's see. Let's try and scroll. Yeah. We see this picture of the rose tattoo. There's a video that Robert has, and he's showing this rose tattoo. So it's clearly Robert. He's clearly knows he's in the wrong. This isn't just a mistake that was just like, whoopsie, lol, sorry. No, this is, I know what I'm doing is wrong, but I'm still going to do it. And that's absolutely disgusting to me. You as the adult should know not to be doing things like this. And the fact that it didn't prevent you from doing this type of stuff is absolutely disgusting. It's folks like this that I think should be deplatformed and shouldn't have a platform. His audience is specifically geared towards the younger audience, like towards teenagers and kids. And you know, I'm wondering if there are other victims around, or if he's been predatory towards other teenagers as well, because I'm sure this is not the only person that he has done this with. The tattoo of the rose on the upper thigh, on the leg, in this text message, right? A year ago, Robert, I don't know, posts a video explaining his tattoos. It was posted on September 19th, 2022. This is clearly the same Twitter account, or you know what? It's not loading. This is the same Twitter account, same person, same tattoo. Same tattoo. So the person in this text message is clearly Robert. I don't know. It's not a speculation kind of thing anymore. It's confirmed. Robert, I don't know. Confirmed. This is absolutely disgusting. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I'll keep you updated on this situation and see if anything else happens. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate you. Love ya.